I will take my opportunity to come on just a touch early because this has been an incredible week for me. I've been stuck in a military training all week, ISO 9001. So for you guys that are familiar with that standard, if you ever need anybody, just let me know because I've got it right here. But just like any other military training, it is absolutely riveting every single day until 16:30 in the afternoon. So yours truly actually is looking forward to this old girl right here because this is, I say many times, the fastest 60 minutes on YouTube from one of your original YouTube live streamers. I think if this were that easy, everybody would do it. Right? Unlike investing, which is an activity that I think everybody can do. Absolutely. Nothing special about what I do. Nothing that special about a lot of the folks that are engaged in a wealth building program for themselves do. The idea behind this whole channel, and this is typically what happens when you let an old 43-year-old like me get a hold of a social media opportunity. I'm going to tell the truth. You betcha. All right. And as long as YouTube doesn't pull my 600 video catalog, which is fraught with the truth, then I think we're all good. I do. Moving into 2021, it's going to be a new year, and that's great. I'm ready to move on from 2020. It's been an odd year for me. Very interesting. This has been a time of reflection. This frequent upload schedule on YouTube, I usually up the tempo a little bit during the holiday season. I know there's more people that will be brought to my message, et cetera, et cetera. Hopefully for the right reasons, not because I'm jamming views down their throat. It's that they actually can come on and be like, wow, there's something different about this guy, which there is, because I look for those differences. I despise groupthink, and I do insist that the more that you can think on your own as an independent thinker and an independent investor, the better off you will be. So I'm going to walk through my tips and tricks for 2021 tonight. I've got some real insights for you guys. We're going to do the portfolio coverages, some shot outs, and some engagements in a partridge in a pear tree. So I want to welcome everybody to the live stream, guys. Sit back, please. And as usual, man, enjoy the freaking show. Okay, so much initiative on the program for sure. I think 2020 has been a year of rollout for me. This is a project that was engaged with the excellent services of Mr. Kyle Livingston, who is my brother from another mother from up north. I hope he's in the group here because I certainly want to roll this out as more of a finalized product of the independent investor group. This renders our Viper group. I'm super proud of this. This is my final hard rollout of this product. This now can be found from the front of the independent investor channel front page. The only reason why I bring this up for you guys is I do want to highlight a couple of new initiatives, 3 specifically. So I'm going to jump over here. If you guys do, in fact, want to give the gift of empowerment, all you need to do is go over here and search for gift cards. You can just put in gift if you want. And I've offered those gift cards in there. Those will cover the cost of tuition. I've got those set at multiple levels there. So gift cards, who would have known? Man alive, my family's going to give me a hard time for that one. But proud to roll out the products anyway. The Viper group still continues to be the best value within the investor group. We have a robust group in there now. I'm going to speak about this holiday party that we've got coming up in 2 weeks. This is the first introduction to the holiday party, but I want to bring your attention to the View All tab, because if you guys will notice here, we've got monthly subscriptions. Your man, Ryan, who is absolutely technologically impaired, figured out how to do monthly membership. So if the upfront cost, which is always the best deal, is too much for you, please do not be misguided by this 119. I put a token value in here of $300, which is undershooting the value that yours truly and Mr. Matt Money, I mean Mr. no doubt about it, guy's not even 30 freaking years old yet, and Mr. Kyle as well, are providing and helping me with a couple new initiatives within the Viper group we've just launched this week, I'm proud to say. And then finally, the monthly membership for those that have a hard time with the one-time payment, no big deal. I will go back to regular price January 2nd. That will go back to regular price until the summer. I will run 2 specials per year, and the price will never be less than the previous year. That I can promise you, because as this project continues to build and we continue to provide that empowering opportunity for investors, I will not apologize for allowing this opportunity to really take hold here on the channel. I'm super freaking proud of it. When I first started doing the independent investor channel, I thought, man, there was going to be more people out there that thought like me. And I've learned to appreciate that even guys like myself, man, we need help in a lot of different ways. If I don't know how to do something, I seek out that instruction from people who maybe know how to do it more, or maybe know how to do a certain function within that particular craft or calling better than I do. And I find it all the time in investing. There's a ton of guys in here that do this gig a hell of a lot better than me. But I think where I somewhat separate myself, at least I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's others out there that are just as willing to share an empowering message about building wealth over the course of your life sooner than later. Guys, I mean, we're all freaking lucky. Look at what we're doing right now, man. Sitting together for a few minutes, 60 guys, goddamn, come on. It's not that big of a deal. 60 minutes for the chance to sit across from somebody and change their life. Is this life changing? I said at the top of the stream that nothing of what I do, I feel like is that important. I think perhaps maybe the niche on at least the delivery of the message is how I come across and really make this thing tangible for people. Yeah. If you can sit across and say, man alive, this guy's building some wealth. How's he done it? Good on him. He's doing it, and he's teaching forward. He's paying forward some of those lessons to building wealth. I've always, thought about engaging in a wealth building strategy, but I've never really understood how, or I've always thought it to be a game that I need to somehow beat, right? Or I somehow need to deploy somebody else's program, and that can be so far from the truth. I'm going to talk about some real usable strategies for you guys. If in fact you're looking to move into 2020 and maybe get some dollars put to risk in the stock market, I will say this, and I've said it many times, and I will continue to be the voice of reason here with the Dow up over 30. We've got some strategic initiatives on the program. I will be rolling out another promo video probably Monday or Tuesday. So if you do feel like doing a free support of the channel, do it. I do get paid outside of YouTube for those efforts, and those help me keep the lights on. I'm pretty anemic on one of my websites. That will probably be trimmed next year. The independent investor channel is just not cutting it. And quite frankly, I think it's kind of it's not a clean enough bucket. Kyle really cleaned up and made the independent investor group super usable, and it's super easy in that you can be 2 shakes away on that customer filter. You may choose not to opt into the product. That's totally fine. But I just think it's a much cleaner funnel, and he just did a really good job. I would pat myself on the back too a little bit. I did a little bit, Kyle. I figured out the monthly thing, man. He'd be proud of me, but to hell, I wouldn't have been able to do that. This is part of the cool thing. And I hope you guys feel the same, as if you have some struggle within the investing world, or you feel like you've got a really insurmountable barrier in front of you that you can approach myself, or I roll this opportunity out free of charge, guys. You think I make freaking money by rolling out the very backbone, the very essence, the very heart of the channel, man. This is it. This is the product that I like, and I would do it exclusively if I knew that the independent investor channel had legs and was supported in a manner that I didn't have to worry so much about certain projects being invested in, but then actually going away. You know, kind of breaks my heart to have to trim a .com, and I may digress and just put it on a retainer, but there's just not enough interest in that. But contrary to that, on the .com, in the group.com, there is absolutely a lot of interest in that. Couple strategic initiatives for the Viper group. We just rolled out Slack, which is the secure server professional. I hope Salesforce, I don't know, guys, I don't have a TV anymore. I don't watch what's going on in the world. Hell, we could be coming to an end. If we are, please tell me, because I have no idea. I've pulled the plug. I spend all of my time exercising, working, doing social media the right way. I don't consume anything. I create. So that's just what I do. And I respect those that are actually doing that because they're leveraging their time. I think operating with a sense of urgency with the opportunity that we have nowadays is quite frankly the only thing that is prudent and sane. A lot of people would think, man, this is crazy what you're doing. No, it's not. It's the only sane thing that I can think about. I don't like complacency. I don't. I think those people who really do go at success with ferocity probably have a hell of a lot more capability than me. But I'll get there eventually. And if not, no big deal. I can look at every second that I've put into this project and been very proud of it. But we are proud to roll out the Slack opportunity through the Discord, the secure Discord. I really waited on establishing that until we could establish it correctly. And I do like the fact that it is professionally run and it is secure on the back end. So there's some killer discussions going on over there, a little more wide ranging. If we want to have general conversation, we do. But if you want to know about basic investing 101, you can do that. If you want to catch some dividend convos, we're going to capture all that within the channels. If you want options, I've got retire with options. Randy's in the group here. He's been sitting in that channel for a while. I've had the product built out, but I have not populated it just yet because I didn't feel like the timing was right. We're going to still maintain our presence in WhatsApp group and providing that value there. We do audio casts in there all the time. It's kind of silly, to be honest with you, the level of value that's being provided to investors that want that next level type of value. It's incredible. I'm proud to be part of it. And I've got some pretty aggressive initiatives as well to make sure that there's no stone left unturned within that group, man. I've got a Zoom meeting tomorrow. I'll be dropping the promo content for next week. And then Future Money Trends, one of the owners wants to come on and get with the channel as well. So please keep your ears to the grindstone because I may do a special live stream next Saturday. You heard it here first, probably around 11 a.m. Okay, so mark your calendars. I believe that is December 19th. I believe. That will be an interesting piece of insight, and you're going to want to hear that cross dialogue between myself and a gentleman who is hailing from Israel. Beauty, power of technology. Doesn't matter if you're hailing from Maine or Massachusetts. It doesn't even matter if you're hailing from Canada or California, Virginia Beach like I am, and Texas alike, man. We're bringing the world together. Sorry, Rebecca, North Carolina. Bringing the world together, right? And kicking it together. So I do want to make sure that we're pointing that out. As usual on the live stream, I like to roll out the reviews and how we shook out for the week. Fairly neutral this week. And I will start rolling those out for you guys. I'll start right with the portfolios. Yeah, there they are. I'll go ahead and show those. I took them off the scroll. That way you guys can just take a look-see at how we shook out. So we dipped back below. Hyliion is not helping me out here at all. No big deal. We'll be fine come latter next year. If you are in the group and you'd like to hit the thumbs up or thumbs down button, I'd like to invite you to go ahead and do that this time. Thank you. But the update there is quite nice. I doubled up the position in VTI this week. I took and reestablished a Boeing in the taxable account, took profit within the Roth. So we're sitting on some cash levels, but nothing too crazy. I was very satisfied. You guys saw the jump in AT&T. I'm not really sure how justified that was. I thought it was kind of silly, to be honest with you. Lockheed Martin had some good after action today. Not quite as good as MindMed, but Lockheed Martin is a good company too. Anyway, we'll cruise down the list here, man. This one did take a bump up, did quite well. Looking at about an 80-20 split here. When I talk about the 80-20 split, it's basically the percentage of stock to cash and then the holdings there. I like to update you guys on the live stream. That way, if you do come in and you want to consume this product, subscribers to the channel cost you nothing, right? But those closed groups that we mentioned at the top of the stream, those do come with a few bucks per month. Monthly membership, I think, runs you around $9, a little bit more, $9 and change. So I think the question you need to ask yourself, whether or not it's for you or if you want to give the gift of empowerment this holiday season, you can go ahead and understand where you stand with that. So there's where we are in Roth 1. Here's Roth 2, 106, 663. I don't even know. It's just a number to me. It's wealth building. It's wealth building 101, guys. Wealth building 101. I don't know. Maybe if I took that money and I just piled it on the table, maybe it would hit home with me. But for me, it just looks like a digital number. Started with $1,500. I love saying that because it's the truth. Started with $1,500 and started with $25 every month. That's all I could afford when I started. So that's what made that all possible right there. To highlight some additions here, I know ARK just took a position in Salesforce. It's always been one of my faves. I do own this in the aggressive growth. I think I'm up 100% or more. I don't know. It's just silly dilly willy. It's up huge. But CRM on the addition there, and then Apple shares within the Roth. We took the nice 5% profit on the outside. We'll pay tax on that as earnings, and I went ahead and went with a longer position, a little bit lighter position within the Roth, as I do anticipate moving into 2021 to have some volatility that comes with it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll be at 40,000 by the spring. I don't know. The market's parabolic right now. I'm not really sure if it ever is going to go down again. It'll go down eventually when you least expect it. So here's the sector specialty ETF portfolio. Dipped just a touch for the week. No big deal. This is the passive account that never gets touched. It just gets funded up. All right. And the aggressive growth, everybody's freaking favorite. There's CRM and they're doubled up. So I've got it in 2 accounts. And then a little known company called Tesla. I don't know. That's running away from itself in M1 Finance. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Adobe Systems, Uber, which has done quite nice. NVIDIA, the only chip. I know somebody threw Avago, Broadcom in the group there. I think they just took an uptick on their dividend. That's a good play right there. Booking Holdings, Alibaba, and PayPal. $12,000 bill in there. Not too shabby. And then I added a new one for you guys that are military investors, my brothers and sisters in arms. Yeah. There's the TSP, the little TSP. This is like the little engine that could. Toot, 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 toot. Completely passive, but I do provide that allocation strategy for you guys. I know military and government pension earners. I know Matt just likes to invest in BlackRock. Well, here's the end product of your result here, Matty. So I appreciate it if your guys would continue to do a good job over there at BlackRock, which they are. They're fairly good. But the PIP is the personal investment performance for the year this year at 1409. Obviously, couple weeks left, but nothing to shake a stick at. I would say that that slight underperformance to the S&P 500 probably takes place here with this little driver. Although international has been on a tear, VEA has just come alive, and it's like leading my portfolio right now. So, who knew? But anyway, that's the updates, guys, to the portfolio. Hope you appreciate that. I didn't do a total for you guys this time, but I really want to get to comments tonight. I really do. I'd like this to be engaging, but I did mention a party. I will probably be hosting an end of 2020 live stream around the same time. It'll be the last Friday before the end of the year. I will be having a bottle of a non-alcoholic. I'm just kidding. I will probably have some champagne. I will be giving away. Okay. I took it out of the description of the Viper group for anybody in there. I will be giving away some of those gift cards. Now, there's been some folks, some good folks that do believe in my initiative to help people and empower people. Get a little scholarship to that group. Yeah, you betcha. I could think of a lot of ways to waste $25 or waste $50 in this life. You get into the Viper group, and it's probably one of the most exclusive groups I think that I've ever been a part of. We typically keep the churn rolling. There's a lot of value. There's a lot of support. A lot of people just enjoy going in there. I posted my workout from tonight. I posted it from 2 days ago. Diet, fitness, holistic, spirituality. Investing is the most controllable thing that you can possibly engage in, but there is more to life than investing. Okay. So once you get this program done, hey, maybe you branch off and you find something else in your calling. You don't just have to do one thing with your life. Okay. Do as much as you can. There's a lot of hours in the day. Fill them up. Life is a gift, guys. Life is a gift. Figure it out if you haven't already. I'm still looking. I'm still searching. But all the best to everybody. But there will be a party, and I would like to jam-pack this live stream studio with anybody who'd like to come on, say hi for whether it be a couple seconds. You can just come and put your channel on if you want, just walk away and leave a blank chair if you want. I don't really care, but it's going to be a fairly good party. So if you do, or you are staying inside this year, which is highly recommended, then you can party with the Independent Investor channel with all the other channel creators. I'm sure there will be some people come on that want to have a glass of champagne with me. Absolutely. I'm a fairly fun guy. I'm a lover of life, and I love the engagement that we have on the channel, man, having a good opportunity to really dig deep and help people. And I know there's a lot of ambassadors that do help me, man, for sure. This is my shipmate right here. It's great to see you, Mr. Tanks. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on and supporting the initiative, man. If there was anything that I could ever do for any of these guys, I would, and I do. It's that simple. And usually a lot of the questions that we have that come through the channel, man, either myself or one of us has kind of been there, done that. I think, unfortunately, investing can really leave people alone. And even though I do advocate for self-directed investing, it certainly does help to have somewhat of a support network. And that's really where those conduits for information come into play. I've shifted gears. I know a lot of you guys that are plank owners with the channel have been with me a long time. They would have been like, Ryan, you're a turncoat, man. You don't, you talked about how bad groups are. Yeah, groups at $30 a month are a joke. I mean, you can get into mine right now for $60 for the entire year. And I make sure and combat my distaste and displeasure for investing groups and investing courses, etc., all the alike, by just over providing value. And I'm not perfect. I'm a human being just like anybody else. But I think one question here, one question there accounts to a lot of answers, compounded by 10 and 100 and 1,000 and so on. And I think that support network that we roll out is priceless. I really do. And I stand behind my product. It's a good time. We have a good time in there. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And I've got worldwide representation. But there are some folks. Now, the drawing is going to be from people just in the Viper group. I will not reach into the subscriber base. Sorry, be too confusing. But there's 40 people in the Viper group right now. We will be drawing those $60. I'll probably do 5. So it'll be $300 giveaway during the live stream. It depends on how much champagne I have. Maybe I'll give away more. I don't know. Maybe I'll give away my shirt. Wouldn't that be interesting? No, I'm just kidding. But we do want to provide those opportunities for those that may want to give away that, or there has been a few people that have actually expressed an interest in providing scholarships to those. So if money is hard to come by, send me a quick DM, okay? On this, I'm going to talk a little serious now. If money is your only barrier to entry to that Viper group, which there shouldn't be any, but if that is your barrier to entry, let us know, because I'm absolutely 100% willing to match any scholarship that's provided by any of my Viper group members. And that's just how we're going to roll. It's that simple. If you need access, we've got folks from all walks of life in there, man. Young, a little bit older, etc. Me, I'm super, super young, I'm just kidding. But we've got a good variety of great folks in that group. So we want to make sure that'll be part of the giveaway. Just like we kind of promised. But that drawing is going to come within the Viper group. Those scholarships and those gift cards are going to be provided there. All right. So very cool. And scroll to the top. I'm going to highlight some folks, man. Driver James is in the group here. Great to see you. Happy holidays to you, my friend. Lydia came on and just added an extremely robust comment on the channel before I went live. And it really touched me. It really did. She said, hi. Happy holidays to you and yours. Fantastic. A little mess of stocks here, right? A little mess. I like them. Valuations are a little stretched right now. I'm not that satisfied with just jumping into everything. I don't know, General Electric even has doubled within the last couple of months. So that was a good call by the Independent Investor channel. Not too shabby. I think I'm out of the running for the stock pick of the year. That's for sure. I think Kyle's got that in the bag. He's probably laughing right now. You just, no, you do. I don't know if me and Matt had a score quite that big. I had a $10,000 score on Boeing, but that's percentage wise. I didn't do quite as good as you. But nonetheless, there are opportunities in the stock market. We look to exploit those opportunities, and we celebrate them when we do uncover them, because it's not easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it, okay? But it is possible, and there are a ton of those opportunities, okay? The great message does revolve around my ability to maybe just, when I said, hey, that's just a number, it is to me. But to a lot of people, I want people to look at that and be motivated. I mean, I kind of look at other numbers and I'm like, hey, man, when am I going to get my $750 million? I'm aiming for $500,000 next year. And if I get it, God, I'll laugh and then I'll pass out and hit the floor. I'm sure people come onto the channel. I had a comment saying if this dumbass can get $1 million. I mean, it was a rude comment, but I'm not the sharpest guy in this shed. I do it by sheer will and determination. And if you lack sheer will and determination, perhaps maybe you're going to make up for it in a little bit. Because I'm going to tell you, that's part of my secret sauce and recipe, is that I just will myself. All right. Where most people would have quit YouTube a long time ago, I persevere. Now I'm locked in. I really do enjoy my pace on this channel. And hopefully you guys feel like you're the beneficiaries of that devotion to not only my craft, but to you guys. Yeah. Mr. Blaine, happy holidays to you, my friend. Very cool. 2020 was the year of the hot sauce this year. See, this is going to be funny when we get together and drink some champagne, because we can pull some memories from this year. There's been some interesting ones. I partook in some of the hottest hot sauce I've ever had by Mr. Chris Blaine, but I'm a wimp. Kyle, never mind. For you guys that saw the show, you guys know what I'm talking about. But investing with Aaron's in the house, man. It's good to see you, brother. Appreciate you. Very cool. And the independent investors in the house. It's great to see you too, my friend. Very cool. He says, YouTube is censoring me for telling the truth. Financial planners pay them to shut me up. If they were smart, they would, but maybe we're just making a small drop in the bucket here. Not really sure. I think one empowered investor at a time kind of speaks to how I feel about that. You bet. Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconception in the investing world. I don't think people are as stupid as people would make them out to be. I think people like myself, as ambassadors of self-directed investing, who are actually succeeding at this program, can provide some motivation and encouragement to others along the way, man, for sure. Yeah, I got Mr. Chris in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Happy holidays. Thank you for coming by, Chris. Thank you again. Fantastic. Aaron says the worst mistake I ever made was walking into a bank as an 18-year-old and walking out with a CD. A CD is a product that is generated to take good people's money and for the bank to issue you a note and pay you an anemic dividend, and then they're going to take and do what it is that I teach you to do every single day, and that's invest. Yeah. It's modern day highway robbery, them CDs. Yep. Now, savings bonds, that's another story. Don't you all wish you still had those savings bonds from when you were little? They used to pay like 14% interest. Yeah, those would be worth their weight in freaking gold right now. I remember one that was an $80 it was a $20 face value, and it was worth $80. It had quadrupled in value by the time I cashed it in. It was making an incredible amount of interest. It was bought before I was born, I think. Wish I still had some of those. But you're right on CDs, man, for sure. Alex is in the house. Fantastic. Hailing from the West Coast, baby. Evening all, finally made it early. Looks like I'm front row. You're always front row, man. You VIP on the channel. Absolutely. Advocating for yourself and empowering. It's just great to know you, Alex, man. You're a hell of a mind and a hell of an investor. I can't pay you a higher compliment. It's been great to have you on the channel this year. I hope we have many, many more engagements together, brother. You've got a hell of a mind. You really do. It's great to know you. There's a lot of good people out there in the world, man. Absolutely. Ton of good people. Yeah, all is well. It's busy. I'm surprised at how much energy I have tonight because my eyes were closing before this live stream. I kind of hit my wall this afternoon. That Omaha Steaks didn't help me either. Then my wife gave me one of them apple tarts that they send out. That just about sent me over the edge. That's all right. I'm here with you fine people. It's all good. Very cool. One of my friends, Mr. Dave, has been with me for quite some time, man, for sure. At least the last couple of years. It's been great to get to know you, Dave. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your support, and hopefully we can put some projects together down the line because the Viper group is fun. The independent investor channel is fun, the live stream, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm talking about this. That's what I'm talking about. You put that in your pipe for a second, all right? Never ceases to amaze me how I can speak to certain people and they just like demotivate. They're so freaking negative. And it's like, man alive, if you gave me the opportunity, which I'm just now starting to kind of dabble in some interesting territory for myself as a self-made half a millionaire. Again, I don't really care. Look, I get up to a certain level, man. We're going to be networking the hell out of this bitch. I can guarantee you that. Guaranteed. Life don't stop, baby. Life is not a finish line. It's not. You got to listen to Garth Brooks, man. All right. Got Mr. Tim in the house. Tim's like an original gangster with the Independent Investor channel, man. We've had some hella good conversations, personal conversations, and I hope all is working out well with you. I know when I was preaching the whole Vanguard's S&P 500 as kind of a cornerstone in the portfolio, et cetera, those of you guys who actually listened to me, I should have listened to myself, are doing just fine. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And Miss Becky, one of those personalities, one of my favorite personalities that I've come across on the channel, an absolute sweetheart, no doubt. Try to enjoy this holiday, Becky, no doubt about it. Could just say good riddance to 2020 and put it in the rearview mirror. Yes? You with me? All right. And I don't know if you strike me as a champagne drinker, but you are welcome to come to my New Year's Eve party and just chill in the comforts of your living room in your home with your husband. All right. Life is good, man, for sure. For sure. Money Pinter. I think that was a good impression of what Matt wanted from me. I'm not really sure, but I just love this guy. He's just a lovable fella, isn't he? He's just lovable. Sarah's a viper. Absolutely. Looking to empower her personal life. Absolutely. She's been with me a long, long time, no doubt. It's funny the things I remember about some of the initial conversations that I've had with first investors that have made their way into the opportunity. And it's really, really rewarding for me to see how I grow with investing. So I don't mean this to be condescending at all, but everybody has a starting place. Everybody. And you really need to get over your own personal fear and barriers that you make for yourselves and really look to pursue some of those opportunities on your own. Man, I tell you what, if I only had all these comments in here like around, I don't know, 8:30, I could start knocking them out then. That's for sure. I'm not even halfway through all these comments. I do want to drop this, okay? Let me have 5 minutes, okay? I'm going to digress. And I'm going to give you these 5 tidbits for 2021, okay? Because engagement with my group doesn't really speak to those new investors that are making their way on. And they're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What is this gig with investing? How can I succeed? Ryan, give me the next penny stock that's going to go parabolic on. All right. I won't do that. I don't do that. All right. If you want to invest in a way that the masses can succeed at, take a pen and a paper and write this down, okay? First, build what you can when you can, all right? Build what you can when you can. If you just think about that rhetorical question of yourself, it's going to require you to ask yourself what it is that you can do, okay? I'm not asking you to step out and do something that's completely crazy, okay? But if money's tight and you got to do what you got to do, all right, the identification here of that surplus capital is what we're looking for. And it doesn't change going into 2021, all right? But you want to build what you can when you can. And that time is now, all right? If you're going to put this opportunity off and put it off and put it off, then you'll probably continue to put it off the rest of your life. Number 2. You're going to have to live below your means. All right. I'm not your father. I'm just your buddy through YouTube. Let's be real. I don't know who you are. I know a lot of you guys, but if I don't know you, live below your means. Most of the shit that you buy, you do not need. All right. Identify what those sunken costs are. I've done podcasts on this, guys. You catch multiple conduits from me, you'll get a holistic view where the hell I'm coming from. It'll help you immensely. All right. You don't need all the crap you buy. You don't. I was as happy as a clam living on the boat. Happy. I had food, shower, scenery, freedom, saw things that most people would just kill to see. Life was good. I had no money. I was actually in debt. All right. So having a little perspective about this gig, learn to live below your means. And once you learn to live below your means and you do start to accumulate wealth, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up separating. Your wealth is going to continue to build and your happiness here doesn't need to change. Okay. As my number grows and I will reach that 500,000 mark and I will reach that $1 million mark. And from there, I don't know. My point is it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. It really is just that perception of yourself and your ability to be happy with or without money. Okay. So try to separate them for yourself. Okay. You need to stay focused on your potential. Okay. This is difficult in today's environment. I find myself getting wrapped up in this and I'm like, man, it would be nice if I had Matt's $750,000. I'm 43, he's 28. What am I doing wrong? What I'm doing wrong is I'm looking at these other programs and I'm like, dang, I got to get there, man. I must be behind. No, not really. Not really. I think individually, your success is going to be based upon principles or standards that you write for yourself. Okay. In other words, you're going to be your own critic. All right. You're going to compare your program with your own program. And for you guys that have been with me a while, you can go back 5 years from now and say, Jesus, that's all I had. This is incredible. Geez, I just thought Ryan was a really, really weird guy who comes onto YouTube with no socks on all the time, with his Nike shirt all the time. They're comfortable. Okay. I'm into comfort. I have one suit and I have like 3 ties. Okay. I don't need to do that to portray because I know what I'm talking about. So it's okay. The idea that you stay focused and you look for your own capability and look to achieve your own PB, your own personal best. If your own personal best does not require you or doesn't really establish a realistic goal of making millions and millions of dollars into retirement, why don't you calculate your number? And we can help you do that. It's easy. It's basic mathematics, but a lot of people don't pose it in the way that I do to understand what you're shooting for as a realistic goal. How many of you guys can tell me what your goal is? I can tell you mine's 2.5 million. If you don't know, you should probably kind of know what your program can render into the future. And some of you guys that are, 85 years old that come to me and say, Ryan, I want to get started with investing. You might want to be a little bit realistic because eventually for all of us, things are going to expire, right? So you don't have a lifetime to invest. That's the reality of it. Okay. So you have to be realistic with your number, realistic about what your goals are. Okay. Do what's necessary to implement a strategy. And I think for most people, this is getting over your own personal barrier. And I think a lot of people fear change. I really do. I think a lot of people resonate with those fear tactics, especially. And even more innocent than that, I think they listen to people who they shouldn't probably even be listening to. And I don't mean to impugn your friends, okay? But if they don't know squat about investing, why are you listening to them? All right. There's a ton of savvy in this group right here. And you don't know the first freaking thing about a lot of these folks. If you're just now tuning into my channel, you may not know a lot about me. What I do know about myself is my capability to break down investing principles so you can look at it and say, damn, it's not so crazy. I can do this. I can succeed at this. This is interesting. All right. So you want to make sure what to do, what's necessary to implement the strategy. Now, I talk about eventually needing to start an account. I talk about eventually needing to put capital to risk. Okay. Eventually, guys, you're going to have to buy a product. Okay. It's okay. Okay. Stop living your life so careful. Okay. The best things that I've ever done in my life have involved risk. The best things. Okay. Being in Hollywood when I met my wife, going to Alaska, not 1 time, but 7 times, going to college and then not having enough money to go into college and being scared out of my ass, not knowing what to do with my life. Risk, right? I put fate to the wind. And those things are the things that really, really worked out. Entering into military boot camp, I was scared shitless, literally. For you guys that have been through it and gals that have been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Life involves risk, okay? Do not navigate your life and just try to avoid risk at all times. You'll learn very, very quickly that by taking on risk, sometimes failing, yes, whatever, okay? But are you not engaging in new activities for fear of risk, okay? That's a rhetorical question for you to answer on your own. I'm going to leave this for you guys. Couple more points, and then we'll get to the last. I want to try to get to some comments here. Buy what works. Okay. This is fairly unique to the channel. All right. And I'm going to give my plug for the gents. They will come on. They are building their live stream product as well. I'm very, very stoked for those guys because they need time. Okay. They need time to garner and capture an audience, and they need to be provided a platform to get what they have to say off their chest. Okay. Especially Kyle. Okay. The man can talk, no doubt about it. But Matt's awesome too. These guys have a lot to say. You know, make sure and stick around. They'll come on right after myself, I believe. But Matt, if you would like to drop that link in the bottom, go ahead and do so. But unique to my channel, I really try to speak to an individual investor who doesn't have 2 red cents involved in the market. Somebody who doesn't know jack shit about the market. They don't know squat. They don't know anything, okay? Stop resonating to all that sexy stuff. And I'm talking about SPACs, penny stocks, et cetera, et cetera. All right. I'm going to do a little bit of preaching to you. That's fine. You can either do one of 2 things. I'm full of garbage. Walk away. He's boring. He's old. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Fine and dandy. All right. There's going to be a certain part of you who sticks around and says, hold on, I want to listen to what this guy has to say because maybe he's right, which I am. I'm right. Here it is. Buy what works. Tax protection. I know there's a lot of people out there who are going to be like, blah, blah. I want to retire at 30. I need a taxable brokerage now. I'm going to retire. Get over yourself. The masses will not retire at 30. Get over yourself. Start yourself a nice retirement account. If you do end up coming into money, then you can backfill with your 1, 2, 3, or 5 brokerage accounts. I have 3 myself. Okay. Get over yourself. Don't put the horse before the carriage. Start the Roth IRA. You'll live to fight another day. Tax protection, very important. Wealth preservation. Those are the 2 backbones of the channel. Wealth preservation is to do everything in your power to reduce the expense over your investment portfolio. Very, very important. I run out calculations for you guys to show you exactly how much you save over the course of an investor's lifetime, okay? You have to lower the cost. One of the very niches, one of the very, very center focal points of the channel is to understand the importance of not giving away the farm to a financial planner who's going to stick your head into the stand for the rest of your life. And then he's going to pull it out upon retirement and say, here you go. This is what you were able to earn, with a big, big anchor around your portfolio's waist the entire time. All right. Dividends. Yeah, they're a good thing. Growth. That's a good thing too. If you can pursue some growth, especially at a younger age, okay? These are all tidbits, right? These are all tools that you can start lining your tool bag. I told you to get a paper and a pad. I have one right here, okay? I'm not asking you to do something that I don't do my freaking self. I make notes all the time. You should see all the scribblings that I make. I mean, I make notes on everything. I mean, I'm nuts, okay? Notes on everything. Sorry, right here. Growth, diversification. I know this is YouTube and diversification sucks. I get it, whatever. If you choose not to do it, great. You'll probably be a quintillionaire. I don't know. But as a young investor, you should at least learn yourself up on the prospects of diversification and the power that exists therein. All right. Dollar cost averaging. And I put gold and silver here. I'm going to leave that off the list for now because as a new investor, I'm 43. I still don't really dabble in precious metals to any capacity to brag about. So I'm going to leave that kind of off the list, but it has been proven to work. That's why I put this on the list. Okay. So build, grow, and preserve. Those 3 words right there. Okay. In 60 minutes. All right. You could have wasted 60 minutes watching an episode of Breaking Bad. All right. I'm almost to the end of that series. It's pretty freaking amazing. But build, grow, and preserve. Okay. Those are the 3 aspects from tonight's live stream that I want you to take away from this lesson. And I really want you to think about what was Ryan talking about when he talked about how we can grow wealth, how we can build wealth, fundamentally build wealth. What are the pieces that I need to build wealth? Okay. And then finally, if we're going to build wealth, how are we going to preserve that wealth? All right. How are we going to leverage that wealth into something that can be there down the line for me? Okay. And that comes in line with what your strategic goal, why you're doing what you're doing. All right. When I refer to my number in the way that I do, the somewhat dismissive way that I do that for a reason, because I'm not building a number to brag about my number. I'm not. Okay. My goal is down the line, and I haven't reached my goal of financial security yet. So what good does it do to come onto YouTube and say, look at me, I've got 468.42? I do that just as a validation for my progress. Okay. But please understand the context surrounding why I do that stuff. Okay. Very cool. All right. Matt says, I do enjoy the new group chat. It's fun, and the security piece to Slack. Slack does a good job. I had some insight from some folks that actually they actually use Salesforce for the customer relations management software, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, when a CEO wants to know something about a company, he or she can say, show me this, and CRM can do it. They are the best in the world at what they do, bar none, hands freaking down. Okay. So Slack is really quite good at what they do. It's basically a Discord server on steroids. That's fine. But I would rather opt for them monitoring the security over the platform as well. I just roll it out as a service because I'm in there all the time. I'm the one that established the channels. But eventually I will have folks in there that will be monitoring each of those channels and kind of facilitating those channel discussions as well, because I want people, if they have, spiritual issues, if they have, dietary issues, if they have those things that, hell, none of us are perfect on. I'm sure as hell not. I struggle all the time, but I ran 3 miles tonight before the live stream. What did you guys do? All right. And I run the show. Okay. If you get a little bit of motivation from this, great. That's the intent. It's not to call anybody out. It's just to say, hey, man, do a little bit. I had Mr. Henderson in here. He was like, me and my wife take a walk every single night for 1 mile to relieve the stress, get outside, to talk, to take that time, man. You've got to take the time. And that's the whole point to that, is to kind of broaden out the conversation a little bit so we're not so centered around somewhat of a shallow topic, guys. Let's be real. Money is a very interesting. I was blessed in the manner that this is my passion. I love talking about personal finance. A lot of people look at me like I'm freaking weird. Like, wow, Ryan, like, don't you like gardening? Yeah, I like gardening too. Leave me alone. I like music. I like guitar, etc. But personal finance, yeah, now you're in my wheelhouse, baby. That's right. I love this stuff, man. I freaking love it. I really do. And the frame of mind is in the house. And Christian, nice to see you. Treat them, nice to see you too. Solar panel sector has done amazing this year. Yeah, I think the green energy space is going to continue to dominate. I really do. I think it's a space that is worth at least looking at. That's just my perspective. I say that a little bit jaded. Hyliion has just killed my portfolio. It just killed it. And this is part of the reason why I talk about single stock. Not every stock. I'm really happy for some of these guys when they make good trades, for sure, man. I monitor it on their behalf because I'm happy for them, because that can really give a good boost to the portfolio. And I know Kyle and Matt are probably looking at that, unless they're looking at it and they're like, I'm going to hold MindMed for the next 10 years. They could. It's their business. It's their money. But I know them a little bit better, and I would go out on a limb and say that they're probably looking for, or have already established, an exit strategy to leverage some of that house money into some good stuff, right? But 2021 is going to be an emerging sector year. I really do. I see that coming. We'll see. The headwind for me is real estate and the national debt. Those are the two big ones. But that doesn't mean that you do not invest. Okay. The Future Money Trends is the company that actually pays my promotion videos, etc. It is a project that I'm super proud of. Very simple videos, guys. Don't read into it more than what it is. It's a 10-minute, 15-minute at maximum awareness piece on a stock or a company that I had no idea even existed. Okay. I've got some research to do this weekend. I'll be rolling mine out probably Monday evening. Again, if it's not your thing, don't tune in. If you like what I do, you can at least tune in and give me a few moments of your time free of charge as a payment to me. Hit the thumbs up button, whatever you want to do. But, those projects are interesting. But the gentleman that I'm going to have on is kind of a trend guy. And investing on trends can be kind of scary, because trends really do kind of parallel with short term. And that's really unfortunate. I don't think a lot of new investors need to be buying into short-term philosophy. I really do think they need to be starting with the long-term philosophy and then maybe back up if they want to layer up a little bit more of a strategic type of speculation approach to the market. But hey, I'm just here to push out those options for folks to make as big of an educated decision as you can, or the more educated decision, man, usually wins. All right. And there's a lot of options. There really is. It's incredible. Rebecca in the house. She was my featured comment. She's $100,000 portfolio owner. We like that. It's going to be fun when we all reference each other's $1 million portfolios. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, Slack is great. It is. It's a good program. I was happy. I waited on that for a while. Very cool. And Matt's calling her out. I like it. I like it. We're going to call out that success. We really are. We're going to enjoy it, and we are going to celebrate it. Like I said, I need you guys to keep your eyes open. I will be putting a channel announcement through the Independent Investor channel, and I think the guys will probably carry on with that type of theme or idea because I'm intense for 60 minutes. I typically don't miss a live stream in 2020. This live stream, I want to have a good time. I do. I want to kick my feet back. You'll see my bare feet. They're bare right now. I don't screw around, baby. I don't. I'm a Birkenstocks fella. All right. I don't like formalities. I like results. And this is a result. I like it. All right. Very cool. I only got halfway through. He says, good evening. I can't do it as good as him, so I'm not even going to try. But anyway, 4 minutes. Those guys go live. I will probably kick over there for just a bit and say hello. I'm pretty tired. So I'm running on fumes right now. But give those guys your due attention if you do want to kick over and continue on your entertainment piece, okay? It could be. Me and you are talking the same language. Be careful, because there's a lot of young kids in here, man. Not quite as bad, but if you're in your 20s, hopefully you know who Dan Aykroyd is. Hopefully. Very cool. All right. 738. I have 2 words for you. Take profits. That's a good couple words to end on. Kyle's going to be like, man, he'll probably roll off with that too, man, for sure. I'll stoke his fire a little bit, but I don't know, man. You're on your own on this. You're at the very top. It's like the Wicked Twister ride at Cedar Point, man. You're right at the top. I don't know what you want to do. But now we celebrate success, man. We do. In the Rich Gang, we celebrate. And we're not surprised by it either. I looked at the stock. I personally cannot invest in the stock. I can't invest in anything like that. Me personally, I'm prohibited from it. But I racked it up. I queued it up just to see what it would take to pick the stock, and I couldn't with my broker. It would have required a call, not of which I couldn't have made anyway. It was no big deal. But it's good to see these guys making a few coin. It's no big deal. The drinks are on you, Kyle. Okay, the drinks are on you, partner. Yeah, man. When we're sitting at the bar in Las Vegas here, coming up, man, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Mr. Brian, yeah, to be 11 a.m. My time. Yeah, because I've got to accommodate for a 7-hour difference in Israel. Okay. So I deal with this more often than I thought I would in social media, but it's an awful big world. And I'd like to accommodate. They said, hey, would you mind? And I said, hell no. That's fantastic. That's great. And we'll make it happen, because I think you guys would really benefit. And some of the folks that don't get to catch the Friday live stream will also benefit from that product. So it'll be December 19th at around 11 o'clock in the morning. I will post the thumbnail well in advance of doing that. So just please keep your eyes open for that. It ought to be fun. It's going to be a 60-minute live stream with that gentleman. He says, smash it. I don't care. You can smash the dislike button, really, if you want to. Maybe that helps me. I don't know. But no big deal. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this live stream. We got less than a minute left. I was told there would be nudity. I'm really not the guy for that. I know some people, but I'm really not the guy for that. Honestly, from the waist down, I'm good. I'm in the nude right now, but you guys would never be the wiser anyway. All right. No, I do keep it kind of jokingly, but I've always done YouTube in bare feet, and that's to prove a point. I don't need an oak desk, and I don't need a fake plant, and I don't need swag to give you. I just tell you the truth about investing and live to fight another day. I sleep easy at night. I really do. Very cool. Mark sold Slack. Why did they buy CRM? It's interesting enough. I didn't know that. I saw the CRM buy today come across my feed. BlackRock is up. It's up huge. He says, I wish I had more. He's only got 8 shares. That's interesting enough. Anyway, with that, guys, listen, I almost got to the end of the thread. I do apologize if I did miss you, but I don't want to cut into the gents' time. I'm running on fumes anyway, so I will turn over the reins to those guys. We will catch you again next Friday on the Independent Investor Channel live stream. Guys, be well, be safe, and earmark some of those future events that we've got coming in as we close in on the year's end 2020, guys. Take it easy. Have a great, great weekend.